just need to know, am I delulu? Like, did I imagine that they had a genuine connection? Because I feel like I'm being gaslit by Issac. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Too Hot to Handle Season 5, episodes 1 through 7. So if you haven't seen them and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. This batch of episodes was full of twists and turns. Do they just have an unlimited amount of people that they can bring onto this show? Because at this point, just pay attention to the pictures that I put up, because these names are about to start being wrong. I think literally every single person watching the show can agree that we're surprised that Christine and Louis are still in the house. And let me know if this is a dumb question. What happens when the show is over and you end up with somebody from a different country? For example, Louis and Christine. He's gonna go to the UK, she's gonna be in America. Like, do they just have a long distance relationship? Has that ever happened in the history of Too Hot to Handle, and did it work out? Those green light watches were introduced in episode 6, so we are playing an entirely different game now. Issac and Courtney. Can I just say that this show is wild AF. Issac literally went from I'm all over Courtney to I saw another girl, so I'm gonna leave with her immediately. He pulled her to the side after that date and started talking. I literally could see how pissed off she was. It's like she knew it was coming. And then he had the nerve to say that he was the most genuine guy in the house. You know the editors are always gonna be petty. They immediately jumped to Yazmin and him telling her that they just weren't vibing and they didn't have a real connection, after we just watched a real connection play out for 4 episodes. And I just need to know, am I delulu? Like, did I imagine that they had a genuine connection? Because I feel like I'm being gaslit by Issac. I really went from loving him last week to completely hating him this week. And the way that he handled every single thing that played out, I truly do not see him redeeming himself in my eyes. Like, there is no coming back from all the things that he's done. He was kind of cold in the way that he was speaking to Courtney. He was treating her like she was just the flavor of the week and he was moving on to the next. But then he moved on to the next from the next, so I guess that's just what he does. Speaking of that, we're gonna be rocking with Issac for a bit. So, Issac and Yazmin. Am I the only one that thought her name was Yazmin? Now I'm finding out it's Yazmin. Issac is the villain. I don't care, I don't care. And I don't know if this is just how they cut the footage, but the way that he was staring at Courtney when she walked in to seeing him laying in the bed with Yazmin is kind of crazy. Like, why was he staring her down like she did something wrong? Now, Yazmin decided to be the bigger person and approach Courtney, which was a good call on her part because Courtney wasn't going up to her. And to be honest, she didn't owe her anything anyway. And during that conversation, she did tell her, hey, Issac lied straight up to my face and he's probably lying to your face. And Yazmin was like, no, I'ma rock with him, he's good. 8 those words later, she mentioned that her ex would constantly cheat on her. Now look, I'm not saying that Issac is a cheater because technically he's not in a committed relationship right now, but he's giving off cheater vibes. And she might be setting herself up to get hurt again. We still got one more on Issac. So Issac and Hannah. So initially she had her eyes on Trey, but oh my god, it was rough watching that first conversation. She's trying to make convo and she's like, I enjoy running. And he's like, running is literally the worst sport in the world. Like, anybody who runs is straight garbage, hot garbage. Like, he was not trying to hear it. She really was carrying this entire conversation, and to me it was pretty obvious that she was not his type. And then the way that she was scheming on Issac, I don't know, it came off a little bit desperado. But you know what? She wasn't wrong when she said that when Louis did the same thing with her, with Christine, nobody came to her defense. So I can't really be mad at her because she was absolutely right about that. But I want to go on record saying that I came to your defense, girl. Today, I am literally waiting for Issac to get his. I'm sorry. He deserves something. He needs to have a taste of his own medicine. Louis and Christine. Things that girl can do with a banana. So before we found out that she didn't kiss Trey, I was like, Louis is such a player. Why is he acting like he cares who she's tonguing down? Talking about, if she kissed Trey, there's no way we're getting back together. It's over. Sir, you literally just did the same thing to Hannah like 2 days ago. Like, you have some damn nerve. But they decided to stay together, and Christine's like, I don't really think I can go this full retreat without sex. And they scheme up a little plan to meet in the showers later, but Lana is always listening. She's like the IRS. So Lana puts them on blast for self-gratifying the other person, which causes the prize money to drop below 100K. Now remember, this is my first time watching this, so when I found out they had a private suite, I was like, oh, it's about to get real.
The pressure is getting worse.
Now they eventually end up surviving that night, but they edited that really well. I thought they weren't gonna make it. But you know what? When I look at them next to each other, I really like how they look together. Especially when they were in the bed with their little matching pajamas, shirt, and do-rag. Like, the cutest. Now she did admit during their little girl huddle that she tends to hide her emotions behind sex. That was really brave of her to admit, and I love that she's opening up with Louis. But maybe she opened up a little too soon because we all know that Linzy eventually ended up coming to the house. Elys and Alex. You know what? I feel for Elys. She genuinely did seem to be struggling with opening up. And I get that. I'm a closed book most of the time. Talked about her parents going through a nasty divorce, and yeah, that's the type of stuff that you need therapy for. Now, when they lost money due to this 12-minute kiss, I was like, how do you kiss somebody for 12 minutes? Like, I literally was losing breath thinking about that. But eventually it all worked out for them. They got the green light. She did not cross any lines, and that's more that we can say about Louis and Linzy. Speaking of Linzy, when Louis found out about her, he was like, oh, if she's 5'3", it's over. And I found that to be really interesting because Christine is like 6 feet tall, so the fact that 5'3" is more his type is really interesting. Christine is almost a foot taller than his typical type. Linzy definitely did not come to the house to follow the rules. And you know what? She shouldn't, because she's 22 years old and you're only 22 once. I hope she lives it up. Bryce. Am I the only one that's not terribly attracted to him? Like, he's not bad looking, but I didn't find myself being like, oh my God, Bryce. So I guess that means I'm not attracted to Channing Tatum. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I have no idea who Channing Tatum is. Now, he did say every girl he's dated has been blonde hair and blue eyes. So again, he's gonna be a little shooked when Elys is growing brunette roots. My boy Dre, he is really not here for the fuck shit, huh? He wakes up talking about rule breaks. But you know what? I was starting to actually feel bad for him, because the reason that he was going so hard is because he wasn't getting any play. Like, I don't think anyone ever showed interest in him the entire time. I really hope that he wasn't taking that to heart. You know what? I was happy when he got the date with Linzy. Bro is fed up with following these rules when literally nobody else is, so I hope he get a couple of rule breaks. I actually think they did. I think he kissed her. Megan and Hunter, not too much happened with them these episodes. And then there's Trey. I didn't even feel like I saw Trey. Like, I legit thought he went home. So of course next week is the finale. I usually would give predictions for something like this, but I don't think I have any yet. I think I'm gonna hold my predictions until I watch the rest of the episodes before the finale, and then I'm gonna give my predictions, because this show changes like underwear, and I truly could not tell you who's gonna win. I don't even know who's gonna still be together next week. You know what's so crazy about this show? It's like the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and hoping to get different results. They get mad when somebody loses money by breaking a rule, but they don't want anybody to be mad at them when they break a rule. You can also never be too safe or get too comfortable in this game. People just be switching. And when I say people, I really mean Isaac. I'll be here next week to talk about the last 4 episodes. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put all of the episodes, including the reunion, into one, or if I'm gonna put the reunion into a separate video. If you want to keep in touch outside of this video, subscribe to my channel or come chit chat with me over on Discord, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe. My pets only come running when they hear me recording. He was kind of cold. Zoom in on that. That when Louis did the same thing, I was fed up.
If I'm on your mind, just say that. Brand new Benz, brand new Maybach. Got brand new friends for way back. If you my sign, can't change